I should be live. Now, I've got to figure out what the heck is going on with YouTube. Because according to YouTube, there it is. Okay, so I am live. Okay. No, stream 20. Oh, no, I am live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. It's a cold open. So, hope everybody's well right now. Yeah, so, wow. It feels weird being in the office and surrounded by boxes and nothing's on the walls. I feel like I'm very close to being back in the void that I originally streamed in many years ago. But if you would ask me, did I expect to be moving? No, I would not. Yep, it went. Yeah. I'm jumping right in. Hello there. I'm jumping right in. You know, and second stream of the day. Let's go. I know, right? I'm now down to just a calendar. My desk is still a bit of a mess, and if for some reason I can't get and right now, and I just discovered something too. I found out that even though I've uploaded the video and you know, everything should be hunky-dory and what have you, it looks like
I would like to have seen Montana.
It looks like, yeah, I would like to have seen Montana as well, but unfortunately I can't go to Montana because my video is taking way too long to upload. I thought it would have uploaded by now. Now I'm trying to remember. Okay, I basically uploaded or started the upload of the video. When did I start that? Oh, it was around 4. And it's still loading. Now I'm not gonna panic. I'm not gonna flip out. I am tired. It has been quite the day. I don't mind saying it has been quite the day. So if everything works out, I'm gonna go back over to the other side and check to see if I've got progress on my upload. If everything works out, great. I'll be able to then go on ahead and do a little more footage review from the old hospital on College Hill. But right now, I am uploading the next, not tonight's, but next week's content. I'm actually uploading part 2 of the Octagon Mansion. Tonight is part 1, and for anybody, hey, gamer girl Claire, good to see you. Always happy to see you. But yeah, if anybody is curious, it's going to be tonight at 9 p.m. Here on, well, if you're watching me on YouTube, here on YouTube, but not here. If you want to know where we're going to be, give me one moment and I will be more than happy to set you all up with a link. And that link is right there. And what you do is you go to the link that I'm about to drop here in the chat, over here on to YouTube and over here on Twitch. You go there and you say notify me, and you click on the notify me link, and it will tell you when we will be going live. Right now it says premieres in 98 minutes, and you know what? I got butterflies in my stomach on that. I mean, I actually have butterflies in the stomach over that. You think I'd never done this before, right? Yeah, but you know, every time we do a premiere, I always get butterflies in the tummy. That is the God's honest truth. I always get butterflies in the tummy. So I'm excited. I appreciate everybody being here this afternoon. As you can see, I got plenty done. I'm taking down the decor. I'm boxing everything up. I have to figure out how to fill or complete the rest of this box. But yeah, it's starting to feel more and more real. Now, granted, it helps that it's August 2nd and we move in August 19th. So. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our progress. I helped out Pip earlier this morning with some. Oh, look at that, Cammy popping in over on YouTube's. Hi, a cheeky double dip. There you go. As I was turning on my notifications in the premiere. There you go. There you go. That's what I want to see. I don't mind the double dip. I do not mind the double dip. In fact, here we go. Hearts in YouTube for the double dip. There you go. And thank you, everybody. I am genuinely excited to share with everybody what we found. I mean, it's one thing to be doing the review, right? I do the review with you all, and when we're lucky, we do it months in advance. But I think what I want to do instead in the future is just do a real quick kind of review like we have been doing, where I drop in markers and then I just go in and I just then start putting together the production elements there. It also gives me a chance, if I haven't done it yet, to check and double check to make sure that everything is legit. And what I mean by legit, that means like for example, we had something happen during the Belmont investigation. During the Belmont investigation, where let's just say something happened rather unexpected, and I have to deal with that. So yeah, I'm like, okay, we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna not necessarily fix it in post, but give it a bit of a nip tuck and figure out, okay, how are we going to depict this? How are we going to handle this? And that's where I think the magic happens, because I was trying to figure out, how do I get from talking about this to talking about this? So I created a different kind of transition. And stepping back, looking at it, I'm like, that might not be a bad transition to go from one point of, like, for example, let's say I want to segue from an investigation in one part of a area to investigation in another part of an area. So I thought to myself, okay, well then what if I used this? And I'm like, okay, that could actually work really, really well. And I'm thinking of incorporating that. We'll see how it goes when Belmont drops. The temptation to go get food, but I don't want to drive in a storm. No, do not drive in a storm. If you got food at home, enjoy the food at home. But if it's storming, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Not during a storm. That's, no food is worth during a storm. Besides, I know that's something that I'm actually looking forward to when things finally level out around here, and when things level out down in Lynchburg. I know for a fact I cannot wait to crack into that kitchen. I want so badly to crack into that kitchen. It's only thundering right now, no rain yet, but it's coming, so I'm staying safe. All right, then that's the best thing you can do, Cammy. It's the best thing you can do. Best thing you can do. And if all else fails and you don't have any nut allergies, you always have peanut butter and jelly and cold milk. Peanut butter and jelly and cold milk, especially during a rainstorm, I think that's like the ultimate comfort food. At least for me, everybody. And for those of you that are watching, yes, there will be some review footage coming up here, being simulcast on both YouTube and here on Twitch. But right now, you don't have milk or jelly, then you need to go to the store. I'm just saying, you need to go to the store.
Stay on target.
I'm sorry.
Stay on target.
Okay, we're getting back on that. I need to do a quick check. Aha! There you go. There you go. That's the issue. So you got to make sure that the bow don't touch your peanut butter. Now let me go and see real quick the status of my upload. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. All right. Okay, so if we are lucky, I will get an hour's worth of review with you all before it is time for us to go to the other YouTube channel or the other YouTube URL and enjoy the premiere. So right now I'm at 94%. It's, you know, the joys, man, the joys of being a content creator. I really sometimes don't understand it. There are many times I don't like it, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. So while I've got this live going on, let me just look around. Just want to see real quick. One of the statistics here. Yeah, 4.3 thousand. Okay, 4.3 thousand. Okay. Still having really good numbers and a really nice turnout with the video about other places to investigate other than the Conjuring house. That's nice. Looking at the dashboard, we got a few more subs. That's always nice too. Thank you very much, everybody. And yeah. And we even had a few people pop in and watch last night's stream on YouTube, which I think is great. I think it's fantastic. It's interesting though. One of the things that I did while we're waiting for the video to process over there, or I shouldn't say process. I should say upload. Once it uploads, I can go on ahead and I can walk away. But yeah, I saw someone, another content creator, post something very telling about analytics and about the almighty algorithm on YouTube. And the only words I can have for it is truth hurts. And where it stems from is it stems from Star Wars Outlaws. This is a new game that's coming out very soon, apparently, and it's coming out around the same time, if not a little bit before, a new Star Wars show that's going to drop called Skeleton Crew. And ramen is great. Ramen is fantastic. Really good ramen is fantastic. Even like the store-bought, the store-bought 99-cent ramen or what have you. Man, good stuff. But I was watching this guy's video where he was talking about the algorithm on YouTube, and he said, if you've noticed that there's a lot of negativity about, Star Wars Outlaws, here's something to know. You really shouldn't be going after developers like that. You really shouldn't be going after community managers like that. They're there for you. They're not there for themselves. They're there to make sure you're having the best possible experience, and you going after them, attacking their families, that's just not right. But then he added, but we know no one's going to stop you because, let's be honest, if I did a video that was negative, it's going to get way more attention and way more looks than a positive spin. And he's right. He's absolutely right. I mean, I'm not saying that we've done that here at Old Spirits. What I am saying is I have noticed that when it comes to views, I mean, I'm looking at my views right now, and let's just look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're gonna look at the top 10. The top 10. No, not just in the gaming industry. That was the point I was telling this guy. I said, I don't think it's just in the gaming industry. So let's go ahead and let's look at this. Okay, so my top video, and this won't come as a shock to anybody on the YouTube or Twitch side, is Doug, what have you done? Team Morris reacts to Doug studying Twitch for Dummies. Now, Doug, what have you done? That is the title of my number one video, right? And it's got 112,000 plus views. Then there's the one underneath that, and it has it only has. You haven't even watched that one yet? I think you'll enjoy it, Cammy. I think you will. And oh, by the way, everybody, yeah, we're just just for anybody that's joining late. We are waiting for a video to finish uploading over on YouTube side. So if you have any questions on the YouTube side for me, if you got any questions for me over here on Twitch about anything paranormal or what's going down tonight, please go on ahead and give me a nudge. To some extent, though, here's the thing, Cammy. To some extent, the Doug, what have you done, is sort of paranormal related. It's running parallel with it, and when you see it, you'll understand what I mean by that. But anyway, but the one underneath it is got 30,000 plus views, right? 30,000 plus views, and its title is GhostTube. Is it legit or lame? Our review. So there's that negative connotation in there. Behind that, at 11,000 plus views, is Project Fear really worth your time? Our honest review. At 9,000 views, I watched 28 Days Haunted so you wouldn't have to. You see the pattern just in the titles alone? Just in the titles alone, there's a little bit of edgelord in there, right? A bit, grimdark. And then we have behind that at 3.8 thousand views, Project Fear debunks Satori and Cody. And then at 3.7 thousand views, how to set up your how to set up your Spirit Box PSB 11 for best results. And you'll notice that with that one, 3.7 thousand views, and that's just kind of like it's just kind of like a it's kind of, it doesn't really, it's not really, it doesn't really sound negative, it doesn't. In fact, it's just a how-to video. And then after that, 3.5 thousand ghost conversations, the PSB 11 Spirit Box. Not quite beginner's level. Let's see. All right, then we have Phil's review of a REM pod at 2.7 thousand. And it says Ghost Gear, a review of the REM pod ATDD. Is it worth the investment? Not as edgy, right? Not as edgy. Now, just pointing this out, want to communicate with ghosts, review of the Flux 2 response device. That got 2.4 thousand views. But here's the interesting bit. Can a GhostTube app use AI to find real proof of ghosts? 2.1 thousand. That was a review of GhostTube Seer. But with GhostTube Seer, that one, that got a review of 2.1 thousand views. The GhostTube legit or lame for the, average GhostTube app, over 30,000 views. So it does feel like that. Yeah, there's a lot of lean. There's a lot of lean into, hey, you need to be negative. You need to be edgy. You need to, and it sucks. Hello there. It sucks that you have to be edgy, or that YouTube wants to be edgy. How you doing tonight, Secondhand? It also isn't right. I don't think it's right that it's got to be like that. It really shouldn't have to be like that. But there it is, it's aggravating. I really do find it aggravating. Hang on a minute. Date. That's what it was. I wanted date. Yeah, there you go. The current one that's performing really well right now. Worthwhile and affordable paranormal locations instead of the Conjuring House. So I'm tapping the vein for the Conjuring House, but I'm making it just a little edgy by saying, and these are other places you can go. It's like, Freedom Weekend. Oh, there we go. Nice to hear. But one of the things that I'm really taking into consideration when I create content for this channel, or really any kind of avenue, I want to make the content that I want to make. This might mean that growth for me and for the group that I'm affiliated with, in this case, Old Spirits Investigations, it may take a little longer than I want. And that is a very true, honest assessment. I don't want to play to the algorithm. Now, I will play to the algorithm if I have something constructive or something to say. And what I mean by that is, I'll full transparency, I'll come out and say it. I did play to the algorithm when last week I did this investigation, or not an investigation. When I did this thing with the video with the Conjuring House. And yeah, that was not necessarily cheap of me. Slow and steady always win the race. I hope so, Claire. I really do. I really hope so. Because I would rather, for me, it's not even about being slow and steady. For me, Claire, it is about being able to look into the camera, look at each and every one of you all, and look at myself in the mirror and go, I didn't play the easy card. And what I mean by the easy card is, I've seen some paranormal groups, particularly with the Corey, I did it again, the Cody and Satori thing, which happened many moons ago by this time. You know, it happened, we're almost coming up on a year. But last Halloween, when Corey, I did it again, when Cody and Satori kind of just blew up, right? About what they were doing and everything and the shenanigans they got into with Project Fear. I spoke my piece about that on the Grim Gazette when I said, hey, here's where Cody and Satori, and I'm on Twitch for another streamer, like, WTF? But what I'm talking about here is, I knew several groups that did repeated videos about the Conjuring House and about Cody and Satori. It was, let's see how many different ways we can beat this horse, and my thoughts on that are, I'm good. I have spoken my piece about Cody and Satori. It's the thing, Project Fear debunk Cody and Satori, and when I'm done, I'm done. I don't feel the need to make yet another video about Cody and Satori, or to make another video about the Conjuring House. My focus was on, this is happening at the Conjuring House. I know the angle I want to take on this. The angle I want to take is, there are other places you can spend your money. There are other places you can take your hard-earned cash and go elsewhere. And if you missed my take on the Conjuring House or on Cody and Satori, then you can go back into the log of videos that we have, and I can drink orange juice, either brush my teeth or either. Did that come out right, Wizard? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Sorry, typo. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It caught me off guard there. But, the point I'm getting at is that I knew people that were just pushing that button. And of course, yes, it's going to feed the algorithm. And there's a possibility that this particular video is going to pop, these particular videos are going to pop up in multiple locations. But do you want to be known for doing that type of content? That what I consider redundant content. If you have to make 4 or 5 videos on the same topic, I personally think you should be able to say, okay, I'm going to do 5 different takes on this particular subject. But usually you can wrap it up in one. For me, I thought the whole thing with Cody and Satori was done when I heard Dakota say, since Cody and Satori have left, this place is dead. And then with the, worthwhile and affordable paranormal locations, yeah, they want to charge you at least starting at $1,200 or $1,500, right? Per night at the Conjuring House. Well, guess what? I know places that you could rent out this entire home. Well, for the most part. Can't go into the private quarters of Wynn and Chase. But the rest of the house, you got to yourself. And you can go on ahead and have a good look at it. And it won't even cost you $600. And then you can go late. And when you go late, you can go to bed. You can sleep in a haunted house. And I gotta admit, beds are comfortable there. They are. So yeah, so there's a lot of different places you can go. And there are some of these places have street cred where you go and it will not break your bank. But that was the angle I wanted to take because there were so many other people that were talking about this lady has lost her mind. Well, okay, I don't want to have to say that again because it's been said everywhere else. But I gotta tell you, I am kind of surprised more paranormal groups didn't step up and go, okay, you want to go on an investigation. The Conjuring House wants to charge you this much money. Let's talk about other places where we can go for that money, or go to places that are not necessarily on the beaten path. You know what I mean? And I heard someone in the comments did argue, well, people want to go to the big name places like the Conjuring House. It's like, yeah, but the thing is that I think this one content creator was absolutely right. People gravitate to negative content, negative headlines, negative titles. And it only emboldens these incels who absolutely hate Star Wars. They hate Star Wars with a passion because it's not the Star Wars that they were first introduced to. And I'm like, look, you need to broaden your tunnel vision here. And they're basically slamming Skeleton Crew, and I think only a trailer has been released. Let that sink in. Or, in other words,
I suggest you let that one marinate.
So there you go. Let's see. What Wynn told me and verified by Twitch Mom. What was that? What did Wynn tell you and was verified by Twitch Mom? What are we talking about again? Hi, Cobalt. How are you? They do need to calm down. And hello to you as well. Okay. While I find out what Marv was saying was read up. I'm not typing it again. I love you, Marv. Damn it, Marv. I love you so much. I think the room I don't want is the room that have the white walls where the shadow watches you sleep. Rather, have the room next door where the ghost is in defeat. Okay, so the room that with the white walls, that's where the lurker is supposedly hanging out. And it's funny you should mention the lurker, okay? Because we slept in that room. And when I say we, I'm not saying me and Pip. Pip was not sleeping in the lurker room. So what happened? I wound up sleeping in the room with Phil. And Pip and Tina were in the what we call the bear room. Because there's a very naff bear room, right? Bear rug in the room that Pip and Tina slept in. And sometime during the night, Pip lost one of her socks, and it was gently placed on the outside of their blankets. So that's crazy. That's a bit crazy. Pip's like, I don't know how it got under there. I just know that or how it got off there, right? Now, as far as the lurker is concerned, if you can find the episode of Kindred Spirits, it is available on Max, but I believe it's the last season of Kindred Spirits, and it's the opening episode, and I think it's called The Lurker, right? So in that episode, the whole story behind The Lurker is people are trying to figure out who it is, what it is. People have seen us on the foot of their beds. I was out like a light. I did not hear a thing, but I know that Phil told me when we were asleep in the lurker room, Phil actually heard movement at the foot of our bed. And Phil said, I just went for it. I just went, man, you do what you need to do, but I got to get some sleep. And only Phil Rossi would do something like that. Now, here's the question, though. And now, Cammie, here's the thing that I do think is very cool. So with the advice from kindred spirits and other people coming in and out of the house, like mediums and stuff like that, there are, let's see, there's the room with the lurker, there's the room with the bear rug, there's the overlook, and then there's what is called the amethyst room. And the amethyst room is apparently what Wynn calls the safe room. And what he means by the safe room is he's got all kinds of juju protection in there, whether you believe in crystals, whether you believe in scents, whether you believe in holistic, whatever. He's got that room covered. And apparently people sleep in there and there's no activity whatsoever. Then there's the overlook room. And there were some friends of Alex Mitsuo who said, yeah, we're going to sleep in the overlook. That's a cool room. It's got that Stephen King vibe and it's just fun. Yeah, somebody died in that room. I'm just going to say that again. Somebody actually died in that room. And we've picked up a lot of the overlook was Gladys's room. Yeah. But that's why I wouldn't have a problem sleeping in there, because it's Gladys. And I if you disappear, it's storming. Okay, secondhand. No. Gladys is cool. Gladys is cool. I gave her some shit during the filming of the reveal when we were showing Wynn the evidence, and I was giving Gladys a little bit of shit, and I felt an entire chill go up this arm, and I said, okay, I think I pissed off Gladys, and I was trying to be kind, and I was trying to butter up to Gladys. And then at the very end, Gladys did me a solid, and we got that disembodied voice. That was pretty freaking cool. Give me a second. I just got a message here. I have to track down the footage you're looking for. I'm not sure how to get it. Is there something specific you wanted to use it for? Yes. I am working. Give me a second, everybody. I'm working on our video from the old hospital. From the hospital. And I was hoping to use that footage from the horror movie game. I would give you guys credit, of course. All right. And then boom, boom, boom. Oop, whoop, whoop. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway. Bonk the bot? Oh, someone else bonked the bot. Okay. Sorry, I was knee deep. I'm trying to get some footage from West Virginia Paranormal, and they responded to me on Instagram, so we good. I just want to make sure that I respond to them in a timely fashion. Besides, that's why, Wizard, I have mods, so they can drop that band hamper like it's hot. Okay, let me now. Oh, here we go. Processing up to HD. Okay. So that I should be able to bring the footage over here. So give me un momentito, everyone. All right. I don't think Pip will be joining us tonight, by the way, for the premiere. I think she was also doing a lot of packing today, and she's a little worn out. She's a little worn out, everybody. And so, yeah. I want to make sure this. I think she's a little stressed out about the. Well, she's not a little stressed out. She is extremely stressed out about this this move, and yeah, it didn't help. Today we had servicing done on the AC unit. Everything looks good, so we can pass along to the people that take over. They're like, hey, you've got a perfectly good air conditioning unit here, because shocker, we took care of it, and the guy asked us, the guy from the air conditioning unit said, so when do you guys move? And we go, oh, in about 2.5 weeks. And he looked around and he made a face. And I think that stressed out Pip. And I'm sitting there going, Pip, we are doing just fine. We are doing just fine. We will have everything boxed up here, and we will be good to go. But I don't think she believes me. So it is. Moving is stressful because you think you have everything. Yeah, I know. And the way I look at it too is I'm like, look, we're, if you think that we're gonna miss something or something like that, it's not gonna happen. Like I've already talked, as you all heard today. I just said, look, in however long it takes us, I know that on the week of the 12th, I'm going dark, or at least I'm going to go. I'm going to shut all this down, and then if I do anything, I'll probably be doing something from my phone, or I'll be doing something from the laptop. Right? I'm going to keep it simple. Not going to be gaming or anything like that. And then, as far as when we get there, I mean, I'm going to try to get this stuff unpacked as soon as possible. But I know that in my haste, in my drive to get things set up and ready to go, I know that I'm not going to be up and running when we move in. There's no way. I have to go into alert, go do some. Okay, no problem. Oh, you got affiliate? Well, let's go. I'm so happy. Fantastic, Claire. Would the Monster Mash do me a favor and drop some hype in chat for Gamer Girl Claire? Good on you, Claire. Nicely done. And shout out. Thank you for that shout out as well. Make sure to give Gamer Girl Claire a follow. Go ahead and do that, because that's a nice thing that we do around here. Let's see. Awesome. I wasn't worried about credit, just wondering about how fast you needed it. I'm not sure if that's mine or Scott's camera. I'll have to check. What's the easiest way to get it to you? Let's say, let's see, Google Drive, or Dropbox works. And it's okay if I get it within a 3-week window. 3-week window as I'm moving. A bit closer to West Virginia, actually. All right. So there you go. There we go. Okay. Good. We're moving forward with this. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go on ahead and I have to remember, I looked for my Stream Deck, and it's already packed up. So so here we go. Let's get in here. And all right. And I think I'm also gonna pop over here. Okay. So where we left off was we were doing a. Okay, so I'm doing automatic writing. Phil is doing the SDs, and Pip also has Ghost Tube running. So that's a busy night. And before I dive too deep into this, I wanted to again remind everybody, as I will near the end of this very quick stream, is we have a premiere tonight with Old Spirits. We've got part 1 of our investigation of the Octagon Mansion at 585, and you can go to this link right here. And when you go to this link, you can enable notifications. Just click on the notify me button, and you'll get a little alert that says, hey, in about 30 minutes or in about this time, the premiere is starting. So yeah, we hope to see you there. All right. Let's take a look.
Anybody else?
My needs.
Thank you, Wizard.
I'm dead.
You really don't care?
Say it.
Why is Phil touching his...
I know myself.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's doing this. That's weird.
his...
That is very weird. I'm trying to think of any other time that Phil has performed an Estes method and he's like this. It looks like he's clutching pearls, He looks like a conservative that saw the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympic Games. All right, so it was Spirit Box, and it was I Know Myself. And at some point, I write. I get very rude here, and I don't like it when the spirits are rude to my wife. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. There we go. That's where I want it. Yes. Okay. Okay. So we go Spirit Box, and then I Know Myself. That one to be blue. Click OK, and now we move on.
I know myself.
Why is Phil touching his neck? Are you touching him? What's up with tea? Are you influencing tea? Who am I talking to?
Heather.
Don't think so, Cammy. I think that's just a. It's unusual. It is very unusual. Okay.
Heather.
I'm talking to Heather. Are you a nurse?
Yeah. So I start writing here. Something else interesting happens during this, and I'll point it out when it happens. But yeah.
It's hot.
It was hot. It was hot. It was very hot. It was. Oof. Now, not as hot as it has been of late. When we had that really bad heat wave back in July, props to the people at the old hospital. They said, we'd love to we'd love to make sure that we're bringing in income, but it's too hot to bring people into the into the old hospital. So they were offering people refunds and returns and all kinds of stuff. They're good people. They're really good people that run the old hospital on College Hill. Okay, it's hot.
It's hot.
Yo, Justin Holmes over there on YouTube. Thank you very much for that sub. I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you, Justin. Hope to see you at the premiere at 9 o'clock tonight. We were actually invited to go back to College Hill next week with another group. I'll work on getting the footage before then. Oh, you lucky, lucky man. You lucky bastard. Based on what we brought back when we visited with you guys, that place has so much to offer. That's an interesting image capture right there. And you know what that is? That is Cammie. Thank you for pointing that out. I think I'm going to grab it. And they just mentioned us on Facebook. So I wish they were on here. I wish they were on here so I could introduce more people. But yeah, West Virginia Paranormal. They do a YouTube series called Forgotten Relics. That's Forgotten Relics. Do either search for that or West Virginia Paranormal Investigation. And go on ahead and give them a sub over on YouTube. They're really good guys. They're really super good guys. I think the world of them. I really do. I wonder if Justin is actually JJ. I do not remember off the top of my head JJ's last name. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, old hospital on College Hill, and it was a trio shot. That is a cool shot. That is a very cool shot. And we're going to drop that into the Dropbox of Shared Works. Okay. Yeah, we're excited. Have only gotten investigated a couple of times this year, so should be a good time. Very cool. Good on them. One thing I noticed about, I was worried something had happened to WVPI because I noticed that their Forgotten Relics channel had gone on like a hiatus of some sort where they just didn't put anything out. And I was like, ooh, I hope everything's okay over there. Looks like everything's okay. And again, really nice guys. All right, so let's get back to it. Okay.
It's hot.
I feel like you're talking to two different people.
Two-step. Two-step.
So keep in mind, too, when you hear Phil, or me, for that matter, when we're doing the Estes, one of the things you're supposed to be doing, and Pip's getting better at this, too, is you're supposed to be mimicking whatever the tone or whatever the, like if there's some type of, like, really sharp inflection, you're supposed to react to it that way. So that's why when Phil said two-step, it's got that almost anxious sound to it. So two-step. Now, what does two-step mean? That is a conversation for another day. Don't know. Yeah, the walls are bare now, Brad. Walls are bare now.
Two-step.
Is that an air conditioner or a radiator? It's a radiator. It's a radiator next to us. It does look like he's trying to, clear his throat or clutch his pearls or something there. I'm not sure.
Do you know Heather? Person who's talking to T, do you know Heather?
They found him.
So watch what happens here, and I'll tell you about what happens. So they found him. All right. Oh. Please give it blue. Thank you. Okay.
They found him.
Okay.
Hurt me.
What don't you like? Do you not like that Heather is telling her story through Phil?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Hurt me.
Okay. So name spirit box and then hurt me. Yeesh. Yeesh. And I guess I must do it later, but I'll tell you in a second. So just want to make sure. Did I click it? And the answer is yes, I did. Okay. So let me go back a bit.
Do you know?
Okay. So it's here when I start writing. Okay. And this was auto writing. So what happens is, at this point, you'll notice that I'm kind of writing frantically. It's because I'm writing out very quickly. I really don't like you, which is odd. That's not the weird thing. Watch what happens just after I write this. If this happens the way I think it does.
Do you know Heather? The person who's talking to T, do you know Heather?
They found him.
Okay.
Hurt me.
What don't you like? Do you not like that Heather is telling her story through Phil?
Oh, Jesus. Someone just touched me.
Okay. Who's
Now look at the fact that Phil is smiling. He's smiling at that.
touching Phil?
Holy shit, I need to take a break.
Okay. Hey,
I got
that
it.
was getting a little intense right there.
Interesting.
You should read what Phil, you should hand me.
What did it say?
Hand
He told me. Ooh, that's interesting. All right. So we go here. I guess I must have put this line in. I thought for a second that I had underlined this part, but I guess I drew that line to say, okay, I'm taking a break here. I'm taking a break. But yeah, I wrote "shut it" was the first one, and then I wrote "I really don't like you," and I would never say that to my wife. I love my wife. She made lamb shanks tonight, and they were quite good. Yum. He told me. My belly is full of pasta, lamb shanks, and chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. You wish it were me. Okay.
hand me.
Oh,
You should read what.
I felt like something grabbed my arm. Really? Yeah.
Well,
it
read
is.
that.
What? What do you want? I'm not interested. You're boring me. Get lost, bitch. What are you looking at? While you're here, I really don't care. Wow.
No, look at the second
Oh,
page.
there's page 2.
It's page 2.
Shut it. I really don't like you.
And the thing was, I had so how I'm doing this, we're gonna talk about this obviously
Yeah.
when we do it. It's like when I'm writing. You
Yeah.
know, if I get an impulse to write something,
Yeah.
I'm just going ahead and write it.
Yeah.
The last impulse I had was just writing fuck over and over and over again. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I just heard a noise in there too.
And I said,
Well,
Ooh, ramen and a ham steak. That actually sounds really good. All right, hang on, everybody. I want to see if I can hear whatever Phil hears, because the camera that's filming us is in the room where he hears something. So technically, I should hear something if something's there. So let's find out.
If I get an impulse to write something,
Yeah.
I'm just going ahead and write it.
Yeah.
The last impulse I had was just writing fuck over and over and over again. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I just heard a noise.
Fuck over and over and over again.
No, hang on. It's when I drop the F-bomb. When I drop the F-bomb, I think there's something I hear just underneath my voice.
It's just writing fuck over and over and over again. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I just heard a noise.
All right, hold on.
So how I'm doing this, we're going to talk about this obviously
Yeah.
when we do it. It's like when I'm writing. You
Yeah.
know, if I get an impulse to write something,
Yeah.
I'm just going ahead and write it.
Yeah.
The last impulse I had was just writing fuck over and over and over again. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I just heard a noise in there.
I didn't hear anything. Bless him. I don't know how. It's like his spider sense is going haywire. I heard a snoring cat at my feet. Nothing but my fish moving his sign around in this tank. Yeah, okay. So I guess we can rule out the possible sign there. Okay.
Me too.
and I said,
Well, this is the angry floor. You
this
know?
is the angry floor. But interestingly, I said, who am I talking to? And you said Heather. So there's probably more than one person up here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure there is.
But no devices went off. Those tubes said, give it to me.
Yeah. Get some.
Okay, get some.
Whew. All right. You want to do it again?
I'll take a
I'm
minute.
gonna.
Do you want to flip?
Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute.
Yeah. Let's take a minute. But then.
You gotta love him, Cammy. You gotta love my boy Phil. You gotta love him. He just wants to get back in there. Get back in there, soldier. Get some today. He reminds me a bit of Steve Saylor. If you recall from the Gettysburg investigation, Steve's like, "Oh, I want to get back in. I want to get back in. Give me back in the spirit box, coach." It's like, dude. I know you do, Cammy. I know it's an equal admiration. I do. I get that. Anyway, and I know you want us to get us down to Florida for St. Augustine. I know you want to do that too. But right now, I got to move. I got to make a move first, and then we'll see how we do. Applied for a few jobs today too. So everybody, knock wood. Say a prayer, cross your fingers, whatever you do. For good luck and good measure. I'm good though. I'm good, and I'm excited about tonight's premiere. That's happening. That is happening at the top of the hour at 9:00. So I'm gonna wrap up things kind of early here, get everybody set up, and we're good. Starting a new gig a few weeks ago myself. Good on you, Brad. I haven't landed yet. I'm still looking, but I'm hoping for the best. So yeah. Okay, so let's get back. Let's get back and see what happens here.
Yeah. I think I could do it again with this, and then maybe flip.
Oh, you want to. Okay, so you want to flip later.
Yeah. One more round like this, and then.
Are you throwing it away?
Well, this is automatic writing. It said automatic writing and fill.
Oh.
Fair enough. It was like you were talking to somebody else. School.
Is it school or?
Yeah. It was like you were talking to somebody else.
Okay, so go here. It really was a fascinating place, though. The old hospital on College Hill really was a fascinating place, and I absolutely loved it. One of the things I was throwing out to Phil is that if we have enough footage, I wanted to find out from him if he would be okay if we did the old hospital in 3 parts. And we have to make that decision before we sit down and start filming like footage and commentary and things like that. But just to give you an idea of how much we have already found just from this or not found, but that we have logged and recorded just from this location. The opening is roughly an hour, and then there is a segment that lasts for 36 minutes. Then there's the segment with me alone on the second floor and us doing the horror movie game. That lasts nearly 2 hours, and then there is this one. And part 4, it lasts for about 34 minutes. And we're currently at 12. So, yeah. Tabby isn't huge on people food, but my pirate tortie is a fiend for Arby's, tacos, and Christmas ham. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. All right. But I've been tempted. I've been tempted to make a 3-parter, but I don't want to do a 3-parter unless we're 100% certain we want to do that. I mean, of course, I got to look at the footage again, start doing production to it, and try to figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working, what's fast paced, what isn't, that sort of thing. Okay, yeah, let's push on.
Yeah. School.
Is it school or school?
No,
It's
school.
school.
Well, the weird thing was that I was expecting at least the motion tracker to go off.
I
The fact that the motion
was
tracker's been
concentrating on
silent.
you too, but I don't think anything went off.
At one point, it felt like there was someone literally that just
Yeah.
stepped, like right in front of me, and it was such a heavy feeling of this just hovering, just like. So I'm gonna see if that comes back.
Well, there was a lot
Does
of,
it
what are
really
you
like,
doing? What are
This,
you,
well,
what are you
this,
looking for?
this was, yeah, I mean, this wasn't my anger at Streamlabs. I'm reserving that for Discord.
You stream.
But, I mean, this was just, whatever started off, it was just straight out the bat. It was just nasty. It was really super nasty.
He won't leave.
He won't
Well,
leave.
but that's.
And again, this is fascinating because, yeah, we're talking about these aggressive entities that we're dealing with in here, and then
Whatever
it says
started
he
off,
won't leave.
It was just straight out the bat. It was just nasty. It was really super nasty.
Okay. So GhostTube, not GhostTuber, won't leave. I do find that interesting, though. There's this obvious. We're talking about something negative for Phil, something negative for me, and then he won't leave. And it's this is where the investigation kicks in. This is where you're not necessarily reliant on just what the device is telling you. We're having a conversation, and then something reacts to it. So I find that interesting. I find that very interesting.
He won't leave.
He won't leave.
He won't
Well,
leave.
but that's. I mean, that's. It matches up with the stories of
It adds
this
up.
floor.
Yeah.
It ends up.
I'm just really curious of like why whatever's on this floor, like why this floor.
And why is it so negative?
Yeah.
Unless they went to the doctor. If this was, physician, general practice.
And
This is
pharmacy.
Yeah. Imagine how many times you've been angry at the pharmacist because for some reason your prescription didn't come in,
Or if it's, you know, drug seeking and they
Yeah.
don't write the prescription.
because it wasn't that recent that they.
Huh.
Actually, no, that is my daughter. That is our daughter. That is Sam. That is Sam saying, "Hey, I'm here too because I said, Mom, I'm gaming with my friends." And Sam, for some reason, like, "I'm not your friend. I'm your daughter." It's like, hang on a second.
No,
And then of course you've got people trying to game the system.
of course.
And then there's people who, for whatever reason, they say, "Oh yeah, your insurance doesn't cover this anymore."
That would be, we've all been in that
Yes.
angry
Oh,
position.
God. I mean, it could be a tulpa based on all of those things.
Yeah, it really could be. So
And I like have the name Frank in my head.
Yeah.
That whatever's up here is Frank.
Huh.
I don't know why, but all right, I'm gonna try.
Is my backpack behind you?
My backpack's behind me, so I'll just put it in there.
We're going AM this time.
Going in again,
We're going
okay.
in the-
This time, actually tell us a story, guys, okay?
Yes.
Or people.
All right, we want a story. I want to know who Frank is, and I want to know what's the what. I want to know what the what is. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
I don't know why we're doing this again, but yeah.
Following your lead there, Sparky. Okay, ready?
I feel like I need to move away from this door. Just a touch. Just a touch. So I'm sorry if it messes up the angle.
No, it doesn't mean
Should.
But that wasn't good for me either. All right.
All right, guys.
These on?
All right.
Okay. And come on. There we go. Ooh.
Okay.
It's freezing.
Who touched first?
Sorry, before I make a note here, I'm have they taken away one of my favorite emotes? I think they have. Yeah, they have. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, man. There was an emote that oh, no, wait. I found it. There we go. Okay. I did not want to miss, or I didn't want to miss out on an emote that I'm quite attached to. It's a monocle. It's the face, and it's wearing a monocle, and it's doing this. I like that one. That just feels very me. Just feels very me. Okay. It's freezing. God, I wish it was freezing.
Okay.
It's free.
I wish I had. Possibly. I wish it had been freezing that night, because man, it was toasty in that there. You can see it in some of the video, but at some points I'm glistening because it's just so sweaty. Let's see, Spirit Box. I forgot we had done the second session. It's freezing. Okay. Do you feel the cold of space, Batman? Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Because he's saying it's freezing, and then I think of Victor Freeze, and then I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Victor Freeze. Yeah. Okay. That was Arnold. Yup. All right.
It's freezing.
Who touched Phil?
It's not a tumor. Get down! You don't want me to do the entire rest of the stream like Schwarzenegger. But someone has to say it but if you don't type it, I'm going to say it. Get to the chopper! Ah! Get to the chopper! I love that movie. That is my favorite Schwarzenegger film. Make that a points drop redeem. Oh my God, I should. For 1,000, I talk like Schwarzenegger for This is the sword of Conan. I hear he's a very nice guy, though. I hear he's a very, very nice guy. So good on him. I hear he's great with his maid. Oh, sorry. Too soon? Sorry. Okay.
Punk. Are you?
Oh, that's right. Punk. I forgot I wrote punk. Yeah, all right, punk. I do. I say some really horrible things to my wife in these writing sessions. The worst thing I said to her when I was at the Belvedere Inn was "Sit down, please." So that just tells me the ghosts of Gettysburg are a lot more polite. Total Recall was a good one. Ah, you blew my cover. Yeah, I did. I like Total Recall. Was that Verhoeven? Did Paul Verhoeven direct Total Recall? I want to say he did. I know Paul Michael Glossier, who was Hutch in Starsky and Hutch. He directed The Running Man. And Richard Dawson was great in The Running Man. He showed that, yes, he could play himself, but then he could just go on ahead and who's Len Wiseman? No. The 2012 Total Recall movie was the remake with Colin Farrell, and Ian Weissman. That was the remake. The OG was Verhoeven. Yeah. Let's see. So this was okay. So this is auto writing. I never saw the remake of Total Recall, and it had nothing to do with Colin Farrell. I think Colin Farrell is a great actor. Watch him in, I think it's The Gentleman. He is phenomenal in The Gentleman. And with the original Total Recall, it holds up pretty well, I want to say. It holds up pretty well. The special effects are as good, or they were cutting edge for the day. But I never saw the remake of Total Recall. And actually, the movie I want to get caught up with and I want to see is The Wolf of Wall Street. I want to see how Scorsese treated this utter tool that just the glowing golf ball out of the nose killed me. Yeah, I know, man. That's an intense scene. I remember that scene gave me the heebie-jeebies even when I was watching it. I still remember that. Yeah. Oh, cool! I know we got to figure out when we're going to see the Deadpool film. I think I'm going to see it. I may go and see it Sunday.
Punk? Are you calling Phil a punk?
Who?
That's what I've heard. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and that gives me hope. And I gotta admit, I'm really happy that Ryan Reynolds has been like striking gold with Deadpool, because he really wanted that to happen, and I think he's been great. Okay, tell me nothing. But I knew there were cameos in it. So let's see, Spirit Box, and I know that Matthew McFadden is in it, and that he is playing the guy in charge of the TVA, which I think is very cool because, one, as much as I didn't like Loki season 1, I really enjoyed Loki season 2. And I love the fact that they've actually set it in the TVA, because I find the TVA a fascinating sub-thread, if you will. And yeah. It's interesting, though. I did read a quote that Jonathan Majors was saying that he feels like he's getting a raw deal from Hollywood because, everybody was kind to Robert Downey Jr. and everybody was kind to Ezra Miller. And to Jonathan Majors, I would say this: point of order, sir. First off, Robert Downey Jr. was dealing with addiction, and that is a bit different. Dealing with addiction was a bit different than dealing with domestic abuse. Okay, I'm just saying, domestic abuse and addiction, two different things. Here's the other thing too. Robert Downey Jr. was hands off. A lot of people forget this. He was hands off for many years. I still remember when he had that he was standing in front of the judge and he said, "I can't help myself. It's like I have a loaded shotgun and I love the taste of metal. It's like and I love the taste of metal in my hand, in my mouth, And yeah, I had a hard time taking the TVA seriously when part of it was filmed at the Marriott. I know, right? but it works. I think it works. So that was the thing, though. I remember. So I know, Brad, you'll get a kick out of this. If you remember, good guy, buttery man voice Mark Bailey. If you remember Mark Bailey, Grail Wolf. It was me and Mark. And it was me, Mark, and Natalie was still alive at this time. And we went, or maybe it was just me and Mark. We went to go and see Iron Man together. And, no. We went to go and see something. I'm sorry. It was before we even watched Iron Man. And we're sitting down, and I was chatting with Mark, and Mark said, "Yeah, I'm really excited to see Robert Downey Jr. play Tony Stark." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, Tony Stark dealt with addiction. You know, like you said, Brad, he dealt with alcoholism and addiction. And yeah, I think Downey, when you think about his past," and I sat there for a second, I said, "Oh, wow." And he goes, "And let's be honest, T, this is a real risk for Marvel because nobody has wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr. because he's such a liability." It was to put it frankly, Richard Pryor helped write. He helped write Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks wanted him to play the part of that Cleavon Little played. And the studio said, "We can't afford the liability clause that comes with Richard Pryor films." And he said, and so Richard Pryor was the guy who said, "Well, if I can't do it, go ahead and get this guy Cleavon Little. You'll love him." I wish they'd covered the demon in the bottle story. Yeah. So Robert Downey Jr. was considered toxic. Tropic Thunder. Okay, so hang on a minute. Hang on. Ziggy, what year did Tropic Thunder come out?
Tropic Thunder came out in 2008. It was a comedy film that grossed over $188 million worldwide.
And then, hey Ziggy, what year did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang come out?
The film Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was released on November 11th, 2005.
Oh, wow.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
For your feedback.
I know he was in others, trying to find ones under Iron Man. Yeah, he was still doing work, but he was very much, it was a risk to hire him. It was a risk to hire him after quite a few years of being out of the spotlight. And when you think about all the stuff he did in the 80s and 90s, well, yeah, that's Brad. That's actually one of the triggers you've got for this is Ziggy, and I was like, oh, and the thing is that's a direct nod to Quantum Leap. So yeah, but anyway, so I was gonna say, it was he was because he was everywhere in the late 80s and the early 90s. In fact, he did a movie. I remember he did people were like, we're just raving about his performance in a movie called Less Than Zero. And I believe that was the one where it was about addiction. It was about cocaine addiction. And, but the thing was, he was kind of out of control, and he was still popping up in movies, but he wasn't doing any lead roles because that would put a lot more stress on him and things like that. And then he wound up being in Iron Man in 2009, and it was a risk. It was a real risk with him because they were just, people were like, because he had a reputation. And from what I understand, Robert Downey Jr. has handlers. To this day, he's got handlers on the set. And he is not allowed to, mingle or associate with any of the crew. He can he can of course hang out with the cast and things like that. But yeah, it's just when it comes to crew, because that's who got him his stash. You know, that was a bozo no. And so Downey was considered not necessarily toxic waste, but he was considered too hot to handle. And and that was for many years. And I want to say Kiss Kiss Bang Bang might have been his comeback. I'd have to look at his filmography to see, but he had done a couple other, like I know he was in, he had a brief role in Ian McKellen's Richard III. He was in that. And I got to hear Robert Downey Jr. do Shakespeare, and I'm like, oh crap, he's actually quite good. Now Sherlock Holmes came after, but as far as but where I'm going with all this is that Robert Downey Jr. One, he was hands off for many years. It hasn't even been many years for Jonathan Majors. The other thing too about Ezra Miller, I think he's putting a little too much into Warner Brothers. I don't know why Warner Brothers was so freaking obsessed with Ezra Miller and why they wanted to push them into the spotlight when obviously he couldn't handle said spotlight. And I mean, I tried watching The Flash, and it was terrible. I mean, you even his performance aside, taking his performance out of the equation, the script was terrible, and it was terrible. And the thing that I was disappointed when I did see, because I sat through the 6-hour opus magnus that was the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, and I'd be the first one to say, bloated as it was very good. It was very good, I thought. It was way better than what Joss gave us. And I also liked what they did with Flash and Barry Allen. I thought that was way better. And I think the bigger problem with Justice League and Warner Brothers was that Warner Brothers wanted to get there in the shortest possible way. You know, they just wanted to take a shortcut, bing, boom, and start making Marvel money. And I'm like, no. Part of the reason why Marvel, what they did was so good and such a risk was they were like, we got to give everybody a movie so that when they get to the Avengers, they know who everybody is. They didn't do that with Warner. They didn't do that with the Justice League. They threw everything at you in little vignettes with BBS, which was a cluster F to begin with. And then then there was the Snyder cut, which was just, it was very good. I don't mind saying this, though. I absolutely adored and still adore Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is great. I think the first Wonder Woman is great. The second Wonder Woman is a piece of poo. But I really do think that Man of Steel was brilliant. It to me, I would even double down and say it's the best film that Zack Snyder has ever made. And yeah, Cammy, there was a second one. Don't search it out because it's terrible. But I loved Man of Steel. I did. I absolutely loved it. I think though that the Snyder cut of Justice League, it really is superior because he went into most of the origin stories and a little bit more about each of the characters. But my biggest hang-up with Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, they put Supes in the black suit. No. Cal wears red and blue. Cal wears red and blue. Black, grimdark, that's Batman. That's Bruce. And I really liked Batfleck. I seriously loved Batfleck. But yeah, when I saw Superman walk out in the black suit, I know it's from the comics. I don't like it in the comics. I know, but I didn't like it in the comics either. My Superman wears red and blue, man. This is me, okay? I know it was after, but don't. I kind of wanted Bruce to look at Soups and go, "That's my game." You know, I want. So yeah. See, Brad, you got me all worked up. Got me all worked up. You happy now, Brad? You happy? Oh, God. Sorry, everybody. You know, I think it's hard for me because I love both. I almost had Ghost Hunt T. There you go. I did. I like both equal parts Marvel and DC. And again, I'm sad that we are not going to get another Henry Cavill. I would have liked to have had just a Superman movie because I just loved Man of Steel. And I think there's this big debate I know about the scene where Clark could have saved Jonathan Kent in the Zack Snyder film. And Jonathan Kent just held his hand up and just went, "Nope. World's not ready yet. Nope." And for me, it made the death of Jonathan Kent a little more impactful. Because yeah, I mean, in the classic version, Pa Kent has a heart attack, and how can Superman stop a heart attack? You know, that kind of thing. And I remember that from the Donner film. Oh God, the Donner film. The Donner film. Superman the movie. Sorry, having a moment. Anyway, but I love that the best Pa Kent was on Smallville. Okay, I will debate you on that point because Glenn Ford was magnificent as Pa Kent. So was Costner. So was Costner. I did. I really liked Costner's Kent. I did. I really liked Pa Kent though in My Adventures with Superman. I don't know if any of you were watching that. But oh my God, it's Superman as an anime, and I am here for it. I freaking love My Adventures with Superman. And it's Jack Quaid as the voice of Clark Kent and Superman. And he's great. He is great. The only Superman I can stand is the Justice League or the Superman animation series. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I love me some cartoons. Are you kidding me? I love my cartoons. Not a fan of Schneider's politics, but his Pa Kent is great. Yeah. But I think that's why I enjoyed so much. The classic story of Pa Kent is he has a heart attack and he dies. And there's that great scene at Jonathan Kent's funeral where Clark whispers to his mother, "All those things I can do, all those powers, and I couldn't even save him." And I remember when I was watching Man of Steel, and when that moment happened where Jonathan Kent tells Clark, "Stay where you are," that to me hit home even harder because my thoughts were he could have moved so fast that nobody would have seen him. It would have just been a blink and boom, he would have been there, or they would have just left or whatever. But instead, this is a point where he could have done something, but he didn't. Brandon Routh is underestimated. I will give you that. Brad. I think Brandon Routh is he got a crappy script. He got a really crappy script. I don't mind saying that. But and that's the thing. At the core of all the Superman movies.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh my God. That I took harder the death of Aunt May. I took harder the death of Aunt May when man, No Way Home just broke me. I absolutely lost it in No Way Home, because I'm like, nah, this is Peter, man, and that's and look, I loved me some Tobey Maguire. I thought Andrew Garfield did a great job, but frame one, when Tom Holland shows up as Spider-Man, I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but I am so effing in. I am so effing in. Canon event. There you go. And I still get a smile on my face when he says, "Where are you from, kid?" And he goes, "Queens." And he goes, "Brooklyn." You know, I mean, that's the thing. Marvel needs to find that. Marvel needs to find, canon event. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Marvel needs to find that wide-eyed innocence again. And I've heard, okay, let me rephrase that. I think they have found it, because I do love Ms. Marvel and Kamala Khan. I ate up the Marvels. I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely. Just to see those three ladies, kill it on the screen. And, Kamala Khan, I know my wife said I can't have a crush on the actress that plays Kamala Khan because she's way too young, but I really do like her. She is so much fun. Okay.
That's what I appreciate about you.
Thank you. Well, guess what, everybody? In 10 minutes, we got a premiere. In 10 minutes, we've got a premiere on YouTube. So for those of you who are watching quietly over on YouTube, please go there and enable your notifications, or just hang out. For those of you here on Twitch, that is the location we're going to be segueing to for this premiere. We are going to be premiering part 1 of our investigation of the Octagon Mansion at 585. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to show you here, because wow, this place is crazy, and it's so much damn fun, and we have a great time. And I think you're going to enjoy tonight's investigation. It's good fun. It's good fun. So thanks everybody for being here. I'm just going to go on ahead and shut down stream, both over on YouTube and here. I do genuinely love hanging out with you all. You make the time go by a little faster, because if not, I would just be packing here and pacing. So let's go on ahead and let's enjoy tonight's premiere. Thanks everybody. I will see you all. Oh, Islander! Damn, you catch me just as I'm wrapping up. But look, that's where you're gonna find me in about 10 minutes, Islander, because we got ghosts to go catch. Okay, we're gonna catch ghosts on YouTube. All right, you all have a great night. Thank you all very much. I will see you all. Oh, that's the other thing. I will see you all in about 9 minutes. But did want to say real quick, no stream tomorrow, because that's when we're moving Sam. We're moving Sam across campus and all this stuff. So, yeah. No stream tomorrow. We got parental stuff to do. But tonight, no raid. We're just going to go on ahead and shut it down. And I will see you all on YouTube in about 9 minutes. Take care, everybody. Peace.